A very good morning to you, crafty lot. I thought I'm gonna start straight down on the mat today because we got a little bit of a longer make. I'm gonna shut the door here so we don't get dispersed. I've got Sarah here.
Morning!
Morning. She's just sorting out bits and pieces, and she's gonna be on the computer answering all your questions and reading the mat as well. So today we're gonna make. Pop the bracelet right on there. We're gonna do double drop peyote, and we're gonna work with these lovely Toho cubes. I just really do love them. Now I really want to do a rainbow design, and like with this one we got multicolor cubes on there but only one color of seed beads. We got these amazing packs of rainbow seed beads. They're size 11s and there's one size 8 as well on the website. So I thought it's gonna be look amazing if I do a rainbow seed bead as well. So I'm really just gonna be winging it as we go along, to be honest, because this is the first time I'm trying to do this, but I do have a good idea how to sort of rainbow the seed beads as well. So not only we're gonna rainbow these cubes, we're gonna rainbow the seed beads which sits next to them as well. I think it's gonna be looking great. So on the website today we have these various rainbow finishes in seed beads. These are all size 11s. A lot of you were asking for this about a month or so ago, so we put them together for you. I'm going to be using this really nice pearl shine, this really nice, what's the word I was looking for? I'm a little bit of a brain dead today. pastel rainbow, that's it. That's what we called it. Then we got these matte finish. I love this matte finish as well. We got AB rainbow, and then each of those seed beads got a little bit of a rainbow finish on them. We got the silver lined, and we got the silver lined in size 8 there as well. So do check them out on the website, because you get 10 gram in each one of the colors in one line, I guess, and it's, you know, you get 70 grams of seed beads there, and it's gonna make a lot of lovely bracelets. So let me just take these pastel colors out quickly. So how's everybody today? Sorry if I haven't said hello, because Sarah's got my computer, I can't see the comments at the moment.
I'm replying to everyone saying good morning.
So, and also I have to show you, let me show you on the iPad actually, so you can see exactly what I am. Already saying happy Friday.
Happy Friday!
But let me just quickly scroll back. Morning Doris, Jackie, Mina, Joe, Joan, Nat, Lorna, Debbie, Sue, Leanne, Karen, Debbie, Francis, Sandy, Dan. Oh my God, there's so many of you here this morning. Chef, Nat, Pamela, Alison, Leanne, Dean, Camille, Maureen, Julianne, Julie, Maxine, Eileen, Paula, Debbie, Di, Joe, Marion, Ian, Dean. Simon is watching. Good morning, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
He's watching from the warehouse. He's in there this morning, and we are doing the Facebook Live from home. Marcia, good morning. Jenny. Karen, good morning.
Joe's just asking if the PDF isn't free today. It's showing at $1.99. If you
Right.
could just let them know.
I'm just going to I'll tell you the PDF about just in a minute, because it's on this page, and what's happening and what we came up with. So if you go on our website, totallybiz.co.uk, either on the left hand side or at the top, if you click on the categories, there is one called Facebook tutorials. If you go in there, you can see that's today's one. It's all by the date, but you go back and see Sarah did that lovely bugle bead cages yesterday. I just really love them. They're such a modern take on something. She did chainmail, she did the earrings, I did the Christmas baubles on Monday, she did pearl knotting on Sunday, and so on, all the way down. We've done so many projects. I think it's week 14 now. We're going into week 14 next week. So if I click on this one, it's going to come up with today's. Now there is your PDF. It's showing $1.99, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. We got a little kit which contains, I actually haven't brought one home unfortunately, but it contains 2 different colors of sort of color mixes of this lovely cat's eye cubes. It contains 2 different colors of seed beads and 2 clasps as well, so you can make 2 very lovely bracelets. That's $7.99 today. I know this is a very limited stock because we only had a few in the warehouse. That comes with the instructions itself. We added a clasp mix, which is usually should be £10, as they're £1 each, as these $7.50 today. These ones have got 2 loops on them. They're really great to work with any bracelets, because which is more like a ribbon, like this one. The end is more flatter, so you need to attach something wider rather than just one loop. You can attach a 1 loop clasp to it, but sometimes, well, it depends how I feel, I guess. Sometimes I like to use one and other days I like to use the other. And then we got the seed bead mixes down at the bottom. Right, so going back to the PDF, and I'm gonna actually, at the same time I'm talking to you, I'm gonna take this camera down so we can see better. We've been saying to you for the last month or so that, oh, I don't know if you're going to continue, or like we're going to do the next week or so and the next couple of weeks, and we're doing it until the end of June, and we don't know what we're going to do and how we're going to continue with these Facebook Lives. So what since Sarah is down this weekend, we decided as a company, and we all sat down together, to how realistically we can do this going forward, and have, you know, keep continuing doing these lovely Facebook Lives because everybody's really enjoying them. So we decided that we're gonna do them for the foreseeable future. We're gonna keep them on, but to allow to do that, we're gonna have to start charging for the PDFs, because we did say we're gonna give the PDFs away while we are in lockdown, which is finishing soon. Hopefully we're not gonna go into another lockdown, and we can sort of everybody resume as normal and get back to work. So yes, so good news. We're gonna continue doing the Facebook Lives for the foreseeable future until we can. We haven't quite worked it out yet how we're gonna go on a holiday, but never mind. We might have to take you on a holiday with us and do something by the pool if we get to go on a holiday. I don't think we're gonna go on a holiday this year, but if we do, then we will have to take you with us. So I'm gonna use these cube mixes. There is a cube mix on the website as well. So in the rainbow cube mix, you get 7 different colors. I'm just gonna sort of put them towards the bottom of my mat here, so I can work up here, so you can really see what I am doing. I'm gonna work with 7 different colors. Now these Toho cubes, and there is a link at the top of the page on our website. You have so many different colors. I think there's about 40 different colors of these Toho cubes you can work with and do all sort of nice patterns. See, I really wanted to line up my red seed beads with my lead bugles, but I think at the end here I put the purple ones where the blue ones should be. So let's quickly just switch them about. So these Toho cubes are fantastic. I'm going to show you a bracelet, and I made that bracelet, I'm not joking, at least 15 years ago, if not more. So you can see the trends do come and go, and techniques what you learn, even if they do go out of fashion, they will come back in later on. So this is the bracelet I made, I think, when I very first started beading. I didn't, but back then we didn't really have 2 loop and 3 loop clasps, sliding clasps, so I just added a toggle clasp here, and as you can see, the toggle clasp is quite old and weary now, but this is, I guess, about 15 years old. So there you go. So techniques, what you learn, you can keep in there, and you can, you know, come back and try it with different beads. Now this one, I did it with delicate beads back then, but as you can see, they don't really sit well, because you can see the thread path, and they're a little bit too tiny between the cubes themselves. And then when I came back and looked at the stitch again, I used size 11 Tohos, and they just fill the gap perfectly. So I think that are really you know, a better bead to use with it. But I tried this stitch and did it with, these are hematite cubes. They did 3.5mm hematite cubes. This is a really great one to do. Now this is just a hematite frosted color with a I know the color number of this is 288. How funny is that? Of the seed bead 288, which has got, it's a greyish color, but it's got like a hint of blue in it. And I think this is a perfect male jewelry as well. So you can make something like this just by changing the color. So if you look at that one's sort of a male color. And this one is more of a rainbow color. Just by changing the color, you can make sort of unisex or more male jewelry as well. So this is really, really great.
Kitty, have we got the little triangular dishes on the website still?
Yes.
Do you know what they're referred to as?
They will be under storage.
Thank you.
I think somewhere. And I had a little play. I didn't have time to make the whole bracelets up. You had these lovely hematite beads in the bundle. When was this? You had them a couple of last Sunday.
Kumihimo.
Yeah, Kumihimo. So I just had a little play with some of those beads from the bundle, and you can do them with those beads as well, just using size 11 seed beads. So they look really, they make a really great texture as well. I have to say I like the cubes better because this one's got like little, you know, randy bits at the top, but this one will look equally nice as well. So if you got one of those bundles, I just used 3 different colors from it to create like a pattern and one color of seed we just made. This is how like jewelry making starts, I guess, in my house. So I make little swatches, probably about a couple of inches long, and I see how it turns out. Then I play with more colors, and then we see how's it going to turn out. But they could be a great one to use as well. But let's get started. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't thread my needle, so I'm going to have to do that very quickly.
Uh-oh.
Sarah just said, uh-oh. Don't worry, I tried to find a nice and straight one and start with that. So I'm going to take probably about a couple of arm length of thread. See, that's went in very nice and easy. Must have been a new needle because all of my needles looks bent after a bit of use. Now this pattern do take a lot of thread. I do leave the bobbin on, but equally you could take the bobbin off and just leave maybe a foot or a couple of foot at the end to do your clasp when we finish with it. But I do leave you on because actually it acts as a stopper bead as well, so my beads can't run away. I just put it on the side of my mat and leave it there. Now when you start this stitch, you're going to start at one end and you're going to pick up your seed beads. Now because I really want to have not just the colors but the seed beads rainbow as well, I'm going to have to pick up them in a rainbow pattern because each two as we jump along is going to have to be a different color. So I'm going to start with 2 yellow, then pick up 2 orange, then pick up 2 red and 2 green. Now you can make the bracelet wider. I'm just going to make sort of a 4-row, if you like, double drop peyote. And we call it double drop because we're using 2 seed beads there at the same time.
Lorna's saying, brilliant news, I've only just found you and was worried you'd stop soon. It really cheers me up and we learn great techniques too. It's a win-win situation. $1.99 for the PDFs is worth every penny, thanks to you both.
Oh, oh, thank you for your kind words. So I just needed a sip of my coffee because I can feel my voice is going. So I'm going to suspend the work in my hand. So I'm going to wrap the tail end around my index finger and I can hold my other end with my middle finger and my thumb. I do have to think a little bit which finger is which for a second there, but never mind. I like to do this because I'm going to be going back on my seed beads and I just really wanted, you know, you have a really nice and clear path. I like to work away from myself. So as I'm growing my bracelet, I'm going to be flip-flopping it. But the first few rows, until I have a little bit of beading to hold on to, I do like to suspend it. So as there is 2 seed beads going to be sitting next to each other, but we're going to start adding the cubes as well. Because I'm coming out of the green here, I'm going to pick up 2 green. And I'm going to pull this. No, actually, let's start with the cube straight away. So as I'm coming out of the green seed beads, I'm going to pick up a green cube, pull these 2 green seed beads down, and I want to go through these 2 red ones. Just the 2 red ones. And pull this up nice and tight.
Linda says she was actually struggling with this one, so this is really going to help her.
Oh, bless. Then I'm going to pull these 2 orange seed beads down and pick up one of my... I love this orangey cube because it's got like a hint of salmon in it. I'm going to pull these 2 down and go through the top 2. So basically you are doing a normal peyote stitch, but you are going through 2 seed beads at the same time. So it will grow quicker as well. And then when I pull this up, you can see, let's turn this back around, that my orange cube is next to my orange seed beads and my green cube is next to my green seed beads. Now I'm going to turn back down. Before I add another row of cubes, I'm going to have to add 2 rows of seed beads. So because I'm right at the top here, I'm going to pick up 2 yellow ones and come back through the cube.
Kitty, Edward is asking, what do you get in the rainbow kit? So the peyote stitch bracelet that makes 2. What do you get in the full set?
So in the full set, you will have silver lined gold and silver lined silver, like clear seed beads. And then you're going to have 2 clasps. And you're going to have a big bag of these mixed cat's eye cubes. There's all the colors in there. We just mix them all up. So you got like blue tones in there and this lovely like green, orange and reddish, pinkish tones in there as well. It's all mixed up in one bag. And I just sort of separated the 2 colors out. So I did 2 very different bracelets in there.
Thank you.
Right, so as I'm coming out, I'm right at the bottom. I'm going to pick up blue seed beads. I probably should have done a little bit of tester for you for this one last night, so you can see how the colors are forming. Because I want them in a stripe, but I also want them going all the way up. So we come down adding the seed beads. Now we've gone back up and added another row of seed beads. I'm right at the top. I'm gonna fill my cubes in, so I'm gonna add a yellow one next to my yellow seed bead, and coming down I need to add a red there. And I'm going to 2 of the seed beads at the same time. And now I added my second cubes, I'm gonna be adding my next row of seed beads. I think this is gonna be a little bit too much doing it with the 7 colors for you, so I perhaps just should what shall we do, Sarah? Shall I just go back and do it with 1 color, continue with 1 color for now, or shall I continue with the 7 colors?
Yeah, maybe do 7 colours, because then people can choose which ones they might like to
make.
Yeah. At least we can show everyone, can't we? And then you'll see all the colours that you're going to get, and then you can pick your favourites when you're making it yourself.
I think this is going to look great.
So we've got lots of people online. I'm just replying to all of your questions. I'm trying to find out about a bundle for you as well, Natalie. I'll reply to you in a minute. Lots of people saying that they absolutely love the kits, and lots of people, which we're really grateful for, saying that they are more than happy to pay the $1.99 for the PDFs.
Oh, that's
and what
great.
Great value for money they are. So thank you, everyone.
I think, you know, it's really started out as something what we started to do just you know, when lockdown started and wanted to really give you something and give something back and create together. And I think it's given us sanity as well as everybody else, because this is our interaction, or where our interaction outside of, you know, I think I made a mistake. There should have been green there. Right. I'm not gonna confuse you anymore here. I'm gonna show you how to do the stitch on a single color, and then we can go in and do sort of 7 colors. Which color shall I do it with? Shall we do it with this? I'm gonna do it with this lovely green. I'm really sorry about this, but if it's drawn down on a piece of paper, it's really easy. And I think if you're looking at the stitch for the first time, it might be, you might get confused by all the different colors I'm using. So I'm just going to show you the stitch, and after that I'll do a little bit more of the rainbow, and I will put a picky up on the Facebook to show you. So I'm just going to start again. I just left all those there because I just want to show you the stitch itself. So if I keep changing the colors, I'm saying pick this one up and pick that one up. Right, so the first we picked up 8 seed beads as we went along, and then I added my cubes. And then we're gonna add the seed beads going down. So in terms of width, 1 cube is equivalent to 2 seed beads. And then because the cube, obviously, a different shape, it has to have 2 rows of seed beads as well. So you're going to do 2 rows of seed beads, and then you're going to do a row of cube, and then you're going to come back and do 2 rows of seed beads, and then you're going to do a row of cubes. And just pull this tight. Let me just do a little bit more so we've got something to hold on to, and I can release my thumb so you can see where I'm stitching. So on 1 row, I'm there when I'm adding the cubes, and you know when you need to add the cubes because your seed beads are sort of sticking out from the row below, just like that. I'm going to add another one. Pull it tight, and now I added my row of cubes, which is like 2 cubes. I'm going to have to add 2 rows of seed beads. So I'm just going to pick up 2 seed beads, go back up through the cube, pick up another 2 seed beads, go back up through the next cube. And I know my next row is seed beads again because I haven't got seed beads there sticking out to house my cubes. So I have to add another row of seed beads. So I'm gonna disregard that last, let that go. Disregard this last cube and just come through these seed beads. Now because our pattern, these seed beads do sit right under our cube bead, sometimes you need to wiggle it a little bit and get the right angle so you can get your seed beads in there. But I'm only went through, I picked up 2 seed beads and went to those 2. I'm gonna pick up another 2 and come through the bottom 2. That's it, and now I'm gonna go back up because now I have seed beads there advancing. So if you look at this as a whole row, every sort of, at the end of every single row I got seed beads, so I know I need to add a cube. So if you see a cube, then you need to add seed beads. If you see seed beads at the end of every single horizontal row, then you need to add a cube. And just keep adding, and that's all you're doing, adding 2 seed beads at the same time, and then you're adding a cube bead. Oh, Doris is saying the green single color is looking very nice. Yes, it is. I normally Sarah, you the one who make more stuff in green, don't you? I'm not really...
I love green. I've got green on today as well. Nice khaki green.
But green is normally not my color, but I have to say this one does look really nice. Because there's pastel green seed beads from the mix. They just really sort of, it doesn't overpower, I guess.
A bit more of a tealy finish, isn't it?
Well, maybe got a hint of teal in the seed beads, but the cubes themselves, they got this shine to them as well. So they're nice, and it's a really nice green.
Oh yeah, Doris is saying it's more like an emerald green.
Yes.
She says the green single colour is looking very nice.
So now, because I got seed beads at every single row, I know I need to add a cube.
Andrew is saying that she's so happy that we're continuing the daily updates. She's on the clinical vulnerable list, and this is the one thing that's been the highlight of each day in isolation. Loved all the designs and learnt so many new techniques. We do have lovely support in a beading family on here. Thanks, Kitty and Sarah, Simon, and all of Totally Beads for taking time out of your day to be with us all.
Well, thank you very much for watching us, because we can only do this if you're there and watching us and supporting us. So I guess, like we can say, we support each other, don't we? But I really enjoyed doing it, and Sarah's really enjoyed doing it, and we kept saying it to Simon, oh no, we want to do it, we really want to continue doing them, and this been the last 2 months, we've been like this, like, oh yeah, we really want to do it, and let's keep continuing. We just do another week and another month and another, 2 weeks. And then I said, well, look, summer is coming. We really need to decide what we're going to do, because we really enjoyed doing it. I think you lot really enjoyed watching us and learning new techniques. And then Simon said, well, you do know you still got a full-time job, and everything else you still have to get done, and designs have to be made, and... So yeah, but I'm really happy. I'm really over the moon.
And also, we're coming up with lots of new designs, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we've raided the warehouse, came up with new designs. So there's lots more development time to put into everything, which we're excited about. We've got some amazing kits coming up.
Right, so I think you can see how the stitch forms itself. I've done about 1 inch here. That when you see a cube, you're going to be adding 2 seed beads. And when there is seed beads at the end, you're going to be adding cubes. Dan is saying, come into live videos, but late isolating and have depression. This is something to get up for. Thanks, Totally Beads. I think a lot of us, and I always said, like, with this lockdown, a lot of people struggled, and some people struggled because perhaps, they are on their own, or they got, they can't go to work, and they had to stay at home. Other people perhaps, they were really busy doing other things, and they were the front line. And, if you think about all those NHS staffs and everybody else who still had to go, no matter what, they had to go to work. So I think what I'm trying to say is that everybody struggled. So it doesn't matter, everybody had a slightly different... not problem, but slight different situation, I guess. But crafting is, for me at least, when I do sort of sit down and just do something, it really makes me forget about anything what goes around me, I guess. And I have quite a lot of one more row nights, which you all know about, when I'm here and it's 9 o'clock and it's like, oh, I just do one more row and that's it, and I'm just gonna just do one more row and then go to bed, and then next time you look at the clock, it's 10 o'clock.
Ellen says it's great, but not getting any housework done. I've been beading since 4 a.m. this morning.
Oh, well, I have to tell you, my house looks like a tip at the moment, because Sarah came down on Monday afternoon, and all we've been doing is chatting and doing and working out bits and doing beading and bits of pieces, and it's been great. but I haven't really had time to have a good tidy up and a good clean. So I think that's going to be my day tomorrow.
For the last 14 weeks. Mine's exactly the same. Doris is saying, Kitty, although we met you at the shows, since these daily Facebook Lives, you and Sarah have become like family to us. We would miss you if you stopped them, so please try and keep them going. Thank you. Natalie says, I'm so happy that you two are carrying on. You've kept me sane and you guys know I'm a community carer. I always watch you in the morning when I'm not working, and when I am working, I save it and watch it for when I get home. It gives me something to look forward to after a long day, so thank you everyone at Totally Beads.
Oh, it's so nice. I'm really so happy that you enjoyed our videos, and you know, it's I think, like, you know, when some of you message me on Facebook, and you just feel like you know there is a real community feel about you know what we're trying to do here. And I know a chef said that there's a lady from Canada was contacting her about things, and I think it's just really great that you know, we get.
Kitty, do you know what colour the cubes are that you're using?
So the cubes I'm using, this is a bundle on the website.
Oh, so they're the ones from the bundle?
Yes, all 7 colours are from the bundle. This is just a real rainbow bundle. I'm not sure how much stock of this one we have, but
so they might not be available on their own.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But there's a link at the top of the page for you. So as you can see, I can move the colours that way as well. So I just wanted to go back and do a little bit of the rainbow ones. And then I would introduce the blue one down here. And then the blue one going to start to move up. So it's, with the rainbow, you always move along a colour in every single row. But I'm going to finish one up for you. And I'm going to put a picture up so you can... So see, the red is moving up a square every single time, and then the green's going to move up every single time. Then now I'm moving the blue up. That's how it conforms. If I get time, I will draw it out on a PDF as well, because it's really, you know, I say if I get time, but for me to do a PDF, a page of PDF, because it's all the illustrated and everything else, it takes me about 4 hours to do the page. What about you, Sarah? How long does it take you?
Yeah, Sarah, depending on the pattern. I mean, it takes me a lot longer because I don't do all of the illustrations that you do. I take photographs of every step. So sometimes, like yesterday with the bugle beads, it's so much easier to give you a video of it, because the instructions, sometimes we don't have 4 or 5 hours to be able to put it together. Just depends on what it is, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we see, but I'm really happy. We already started to make a list for July, and I think we are halfway through, and we're going to finish that today, what we're going to be doing, because I really would like to sort of update the events in advance, that everybody's got like a good, you know, if you want, you can get some beads in advance and you can bead with us on the day. Because if you like me, when I see something, I really want to make it. I have to sit down and start making it. I'm just going to do a couple more rows. So this one is, I picked up the wrong color cube here, and I started first and it's thrown me off, but this one is going to look really great. So I'm moving along the colors of the seed beads and the colors of the cubes themselves as well.
Jen's asking if 1 bag of cubes would make a bracelet.
Yes, I'll show you the purple one in a minute, which I haven't finished, but I've got some cubes left. And I just need to add the end on that. And I'm going to change that one and show you how to add the end as well. And with any designs like this as well, you always... I love this loopy clasp. It comes in 2 loop, 3 loop, a 4 loop, and I think there is even a 5 loop version of it as well. Because when you make a ribbon-like structure with your beads, it can be any stitch. It doesn't have to be peyote. It could be hubble stitch, could be herringbone stitch, could be any stitch, what you know. But it really, I like to connect it in more than one point, because if you connect it's still in one point, you can twist around. So I think it just gives a nice, a more professional finish. So let me just come down to the bottom, and as you can see, the colors are moving along, and every single time when I get down and start introducing a new cube, that is when I'm introduce a new seed beads straight after. Oh, come on, where's the hole? There we are. Just pull this through. Just like that. So I came down and I'm in my next row to introduce a new cube. So I'm going to move along because I added the greens and I added the blues, and now I'm going to add this really nice blue iris, which is like a darker, really dark, like a midnight blue color, into my next row. And my rows are going to go just like that. But I will finish this later on. So here, because I'm coming up with this lighter color, I'm going to have to add that one. And go through that last two. So very easily you blend your colors all the way. And turning back around, I'm using one of the lighter one, and then in the middle I'm using my next color. And when I get down to the bottom, it's time to change my seed bead on the next. So if you look at these are squares, and these 4 seed beads are one square as well, you just like on graph paper, if you would have drawn it out on a graph paper, you always, when we were little, I don't know, Sarah, did you used to do that at school? In our math books and math paper, and colouring all the squares around.
Absolutely.
As you went, and making all sorts of different patterns. We used to do that all the time, and sometimes you couldn't even see the work from it, but we were trying to learn because all these things were coloured in, and sometimes you had...
See, you've always been creative.
Sometimes,
always designing.
Sometimes they had colouring in pencils, and sometimes we just had a plain old pen, and it was all in one colour. But
Anne's asking if it's easier to tackle a single colour one first.
Yes.
Okay.
So if I were you, just do it with a single colour, and once you master the single colour, or even if you just want to do a single colour seed bead, but you can sort of stagger your cubes, and you can do the cubes in different color, and then when you get really familiar with it, then you can start blending your seed beads and your cubes as well, because they're both going to look great. So if you look at this one where the seed beads are all the same color, you can still get a really great effect. But here, when I'm using the different seed beads, you're gonna get a much more of a blended stripe with all your seed beads as well. And I think I'm not promising I'm going to finish this today, because after the Facebook Live we're going to go in, but I'm going to finish it over the weekend. And I'm probably this is going to be my new favorite again. It's one of those things, always something when you work on. And when did we launch this henna bracelet? Last weekend, wasn't it?
Yes.
We launched the henna bracelet, and then we made the Galaxy bracelet with Christopher, and I've been wearing this all week. It's just been really great. Christopher actually went into school the other day, and well, he took his bracelet in and sorted it out with the teacher that he's gonna bring all the materials in, and then all of his class, well, mind you, there's only 10 in his class at the moment. They're gonna make the Galaxy bracelets. I don't know when, maybe next week or so, but he's going to teach them all in his class how to make all the Galaxy bracelets, which is really cute. So at the bottom now, I need to introduce a new color of cubes. So I'm going to move along and pick up my last color, which is this lovely violet.
Linda's asking if you could do this with just 2 colours of seed beads.
You could do anything you like. It's really your design. So this is the beauty. When you're making your own bracelets, own jewelry, own necklaces, I just love playing with colors. So hence, when we launch something, you're not going to have just one color of bracelet. You're going to have 3 or 4 or 5, sometimes even 10 color variations. because I like playing with them, and something like this does grow quite quickly as well, so you don't have to, because you're working with slightly larger beads, the cubes, it does grow quite quickly as well. I want to show you how to do the end, but when I love working with rainbow, and this is really like, oh, I need to go back to the first color, so I'm introducing the yellow again here. So it really memorizes me, and I just want to keep on continuing doing it until I finish. But I don't really want to bore you all day here, otherwise we would be sitting here for an hour or so. So then I'm just going to continue up with the purple there, and that's it, and so on. And you're going to just doing very easy to do. You're either adding 2 seed beads or you're either adding a cube. And when you have all, so if this happens when you're pulling your seed bead or cube through, that your thread comes a bit loose, don't try to pull it up here, because you can pull it, but you're never really going to pull this last loop tight. So what I do, I put my needle down, I come down to the bottom, I grab my 2 seed beads at the bottom, and can you see what happens? It tightens up the row before, as well as pulling the thread back from our working thread. But then I would put my thumb and either index finger or middle finger right onto the bead and pull my working thread right up, and that will tighten our row up nice, because you don't want sort of a loose finish with it.
Marion's asking if the kit comes with thread.
It will give you in the description on the website, I think, because Simon only set this up yesterday, so I haven't, I was quite busy with Sarah.
Oh,
but
add needle and thread.
You can add needle and thread as an extra, for 150. So the kit contains all the 2 colors of seed beads, contains all the cubes, and 2 of your clasps, so you can finish them. Right, so I think you're getting like how you can blend your colors as well, so you can really play with this and do all sorts of different things. If you wanted to, you can do sort of patterns coming up and down in a V shape. The possibilities are really endless. You could do a lot of different designs, use different colors in the middle row and use a different color on the edge. Really just what you know, but if you do play with it, and if you're not part of one of our groups on Facebook, do join it, please, because we do loads of there's loads of like-minded people in there, and it's just really great to interact and see what everybody is doing. I mean, if you think what you're doing is too basic, don't think about that it's too basic, because sometimes less is more, and it's really, you know, it's everybody has to start somewhere. So if you put something really complicated on there, if some people gonna love that, and then if they are at the same level as you, then they're gonna get really great inspiration of that. But if you are a beginner, then don't get put off that, because we're not doing rocket science here, I guess. It's bead by bead, we putting our jewelry together, and it's really, you know, the patterns are quite nice and easy to follow. You can, you know, get ahead and even in no time make really lovely jewelry as well. Right, so I'm just going to move these cubes out of the way, and I'm going to bring in the ones we need, and I'm going to show you how to add the end on. Oops. I love this little triangle dishes, because you can quite easily scoop things up with it and move them around on your mat. And I do use beading mat on a tray, that's my portable work surface, I guess, because I can just pick it up and go into the lounge and watch a movie with the kids, or even take it out to the porch. But I love, this is just a felt material on my table, and I given you one as well, Sarah, didn't I?
Yeah, I love it.
When you need a little bit of a bigger surface to work on, you can just really get everything out there. So there is our seed beads. I don't think we're gonna need any more cubes for that, because I think that is I did stop at the right length. I'm just get the cubes out. So the cubes I had in my bag is a 10-gram cube. So if you want, you can just get the cubes separately. They come in so many different colors on the website. There's a link on the top of the page. This is just some of them. I got much more here. I love these colors, these sort of aubergine colors, but this one is with a brownie color with a gold sheen to it. This is a lovely lemony color, like a lemon chiffon, I guess. You got hematite, you got, oh, look at this frosty finish, and it has a, like a copper lining to it. Just love them. There's so many different. Oh, and my favorite color is this is called higher metallic grape, I think. 441. The color number. This is so funny that you do learn your colors, and you know them by the color number more than you would know them like
then you can
what
find
they.
it in the warehouse quickly.
I know, that's color 81.
Julie's asking if you would be able to make a single colour bracelet with the kit.
I'm not I think you would have to blend at least 1 or 2 color together with that one, because as I remember, there was 300 cubes in that kit, so you do get a lot, and I think I used about 100 on this bracelet, so you got more colors there, so you can swap them out, but you would need to blend 1 or 2 colors in there. If you want to do a single one, then perhaps just go for some cubes and some seed beads, and you can make it that way. So this is all, let me just move this up and just try against my wrist. This is my size wrist. If it was Sarah's wrist, it would have been much more. So you can see that's about the right size for me. I do like to wear my bracelets loose, but once I add the clasp, it's going to be just a slightly bit bigger. You can try and this one as well. Yeah, that's the perfect size. So I'm going to grab a 2-loop clasp. I love these 2-loop clasps, and there's a mix on the website as well today, because in the mix you get all sorts of different colors. So sometimes when you put colors together, and I just want to show you the comparison. So sometimes when you put colors together, and I pick up, oh, that's the 3-loop, that's the wrong one. When I pick up clasp, I think, oh well, that will go really nice with it. Let's use that one. But when you actually make the bracelet up, perhaps a different color will match your bracelet better. I don't think I got a copper one color here. So this one I used the gold seed beads. I picked a gold clasp, and it's gone nicely with it. But if I'm using darker beads, I like to use a darker clasp. If I'm using a lighter beads, I like to use a lighter clasp. So in my stash, I always like to have a few different colors. And then when I finish the bracelet, I will put the clasp next to it and decide that which color and I'm gonna be using. And in the mix today is usually £10, and you get it for £7.50. So instead of £1, they turn into 75p each, which I think they're really great. They just slide them apart. They got a little magnet inside them, which when there's the magnet. So when they go together, they just snap together, and they hold themselves. So anytime when you got a ribbon-like texture, so this one, I made this in a little bit wider one. I could still add a 2-loop clasp to it, but my 2 loops would sort of put it next to it, and I will see where I want to connect my bracelet at the end up to the loops. But for this one, perhaps a 3-loop, if you make it wider, a 3 or 4-loop clasp would be better if you want to make wider ones, because you can just, instead of starting with 8 seed beads at the beginning, you're going to start with 12. So a 3-loop is almost the width of it, and I could even go up to 4-loop there. But let's go back to our 2-loop version. So anytime when I design a bracelet, I just take my bracelet, put it down to the mat, and I put my clasp next to it. And this clasp has got 2 loops, so I know I need to join my clasp to my bracelet in 2 different points. And if you take it up to your bracelet, you can see where is it gonna be the best to join them. So I'm gonna come back. I'm going to turn it around because the other end already has a needle attached. So it will be easier to do it from this end. I don't have to thread the needle. So as I'm here, I can either got an option to pick up another 2 seed beads, go to these ones and fill a little bit of sort of another row of seed beads at the end to have more of a flush finish to my clasp, or I can choose to come around my seed beads, weave it to the other side. So these, in fact, these loops are sink almost into the bracelet, so I do like to do that. And then I would cover the loops up with a little line of seed beads at the top, so I can see the clasp when I do my bracelet up, but you can't see the loop, so just gives a tiny bit more sort of professional finish. And I would link my loops because my loops are further in from the end of the clasp to the middle 2 row of my bracelet. So as you remember, I showed you this one, which I did 15 years ago, and I didn't have 2 loop clasp then I just added a toggle clasp on this one, and then I went right in the middle of the bracelet and added the toggle and the T-bar on the other side.
Doris is asking if this would work if you had 2 rows instead of 4.
Yes, I did have a bracelet. It wasn't made with cubes. I think I made them with some sort of drop bead. That's again, that was one of the 15 years ago playing ones, but I can't find it anywhere. It was black. I know it was black, and it was a matte sort of black bubbly beads with shiny black beads, and it looked really great, but I don't know where it is, like, you know.
And what size of thread are you using, please?
So the thread I'm using is Supalon size D, and that's the one I use a lot. And I know a lot of you, and I showed this quite a few times, that a thread is quite important for me. And I tried fire line, and some of you do prefer fire line, some of you prefer wildfire, and all sorts of different threads around here. I prefer Supalon for the fact we got 36 different colors in this one. So when I'm using, for example, if I just bring this seed bead here, I'm using a pastel orange seed bead. I'm going to choose a thread which is very close to that one. If I'm using a red seed beads, I'm going to use a red thread with it. If I'm using a green seed beads, then I can use a green thread with it. So you can make your thread path almost disappear. Purpley one, again, like look at this lavender color, goes perfectly with it. You can make your thread path disappear within your designs, because wildfire and fireline, they only come in clear, black and smoky, aren't they?
Yeah, great, yeah.
So they are great, but sometimes in your designs like here, you're going to see the thread path on the side of your beads. Now, if I use a black one or even like a grey or a white one here, this line of thread would really show up, but because we're using a very similar color to our seed beads, then it just sort of disappears. You can see there is a bit of thread there, but because it's the same color, it just blends into your bracelet.
I've just put up a link to the threads so that everyone can have a look.
So they are really, really great one to use, and they're £1.25 a bobbin, and I'm not joking for you. Bobbins last forever. I mean, I have bobbins here, which are like, if you look at this one, I have bobbins here. I know these ones probably about 10 years old, because Supalon used to have this little red line in the D, and now they are all just sort of the color of the little plastic inside it. But the red one they used to do about 10 years ago to differentiate the two sizes, because they do D and AA. Right, I could waffle on here for the whole day, but let's attach this clasp. Right, so I'm going to use this lovely shiny silver one here. So as I'm coming out of my bead, I want to turn around. So I'm just quite simply, I'm going to go into the second row, into the cube, and these 2 seed beads. So I'm sort of stepping, just coming around in the second
Margaret's
row.
Asking, what other clasps could she use, because she can't open these?
Right. you could use any clasp really, but as I said, if you're using something like a one which is like toggle clasp or other magnetic clasp which only got one loop on them, I would use center it, so you would go in right in the middle. So if you got 4 rows, you would attach it right in the middle after 2 rows. If you do a 6 drop one, 6 row one, then you would attach it right in the middle in the 3. There's loads of different, it's what clasp you prefer. I do find it to quite easily to put them on and take them off, because I can just slide them in, and when I want to take them apart, I sort of go under with my nail, put my nail against, because these clasps got like a little side lip on them, and then pull with the other side. So quite easily I can push with one finger underneath and pull with the other one, and it comes apart quite easily. Because if you just wanted to pull one side, you know, you need to push against the other side, but quite probably you could do on the top as well. So if I push one way and the other one other way, and because they got that little lip, you can hook your nail into them. So that's I guess the easiest way to open them. So we came around our thread, so we're coming at between the first and the second row here, and I'm just going to go through the loop on the clasp. I'm going to take my clasp right down, and then I'm going back into these 2 seed beads where I just came out from, and the 2 on the top of that cube, and pull this up. And when I pull this up, my clasp is going to come up and sit right next to my bracelet. And now at this point I need to go through the other loop on my clasp and sew that on, and I'm going to go back through. You can either go back through these 2 seed beads so you secure it into the same direction, or you can straight go out to the side and do another loop. Now I do like to do this a couple of times, because I guess the weakest point in your bracelet, or the, you know, you always want to, that's where you tag the most on your bracelet. Make sure your thread doesn't get tangled like mine. That's what gets the most tagged on, the most pulled, where your clasp is. So I always make sure I just weave my thread up, and then I'm just following any thread path, coming down to the bottom, going through the beads. I do make sure that I go through the loops 2 or 3 times. When my children used to be little, and Lucy wasn't too bad, but Christopher, and every single time you picked him up, he would like pull your earrings, necklace, bracelets, anything you had on, he would want to pull it off. And I even caught him, I had this, they were really bad, 6 years ago, the Shambhala style beads, you know, those ones with the tiny little crystals, polymetal clay beads inside them. And I had a lot, I'm just going through the thread path again, and I'm going through the loop, so I'm sewing it to the loop again, and then into the bead, just reinforcing my thread path. I had loads of those earrings. I really loved them. I made them long and short and all sorts of different variations of them. And I caught Christopher. He was only about 2, bless him. I'd taken off my earrings the night before I left it on my nightstand, and I heard this crunching sound. And I ran into the bedroom, and I think I was putting washing away or something. I ran into the bedroom after him, and there was him crunching on my earrings. So he loved that. And even now, he likes doing beading, and he likes to get involved. Right, so if you keep going through your beads, you might get to a point when it's going to be a little bit harder to pull your needle through. There's a couple of things you can do. Is there a small scissors there? Can you pass me the small scissors, thanks? So you can either take your pliers, your chain nose, or flat nose pliers, and pull your needle through. I don't like to pull it through with my pliers, because when you pull your pliers, you always pull in one way and you bend your needle. I mean, if you're careful, you can pull it easily through with that. What I like to do, in every single needle, you got a point at the top where the two handle meets. I like to put my needle between these two handle and just pull it through that way, because then I suppose you adding a less of a friction to your needle when you pull it through, and then it comes through, and then I didn't bend it. So that's a little bit of a tip for you if you get a bit tough to go through. Right, so we went through a couple of times and added our loops, added our bracelet, gone through the loops, reinforced them. Our bracelet is going to be nice and strong. I'm just going to come around the corner, go up through the first 2 seed bead, and then I'm going to pick up a further 4 seed bead. Just get some out. And quite simply just jump over the loops and go through the 2 seed beads at the top. And when I pull this up, this little row what we added just gonna sit on the top of the loops, slightly covering them, just giving a nice little edge to our bracelet. And then I would just go sort of weave my thread down, do a couple of half hitch knots or 1 thread knot. Sarah likes to call it half hitch knot, and I like to call it 1 thread knot at the end, to secure it down. But I would go, you know, just, it doesn't matter where you do it, because you're not gonna catch you don't want to catch any of the beads. You want just to catch the thread. So if I'm just going to show you here, it's right in the, you can do right in the middle of the bracelet, you can do on the side. I'm going to go under here between these 2 beads. So I just caught the thread with my needle. I didn't go through any of the beads, just caught the thread. And as I'm pulling this through, you can see this little loop is forming on our thread. Now before this disappears, I'm going to go through this loop. And when I pull this up tight, you can see that the nice little knot is forming on our thread. And I just take it through the next bead and slightly pull that knot in there so you can't really see it. And I would go up and repeat this maybe 1 or 2 times just to be really secure. Again, I can, you know, you can do it in the middle of the row to completely disappear, or you can do it at the edge here. Again, I'm going to just catching the thread between the 2 seed beads. And before that loop disappears, I'm going to go through the loop, and there is my little knot is forming. Never cut your tail end off right next to the knot. Always take it through a few more beads, just in case you don't want it to uncome. And
Lorna says adding those 4 beads really disguises the join nicely.
yes, I think that's just little things, little touches at the end, what you can do to make your jewellery a little bit more professional than, you know, leaving your loops. And there's nothing worse. And I think what you did, you showed me a bracelet the other day, just before we went live on the internet, that there was this really nice beaded bracelet, and he used the 3-loop clasp at the end, and I think one of the loops wasn't even attached to it. And I thought, what's the point to using a 3-loop clasp if you're not going to attach them there?
It can really make or break a bracelet, can't it? Finishing it beautifully just lifts it and gives you that perfect finish.
What did I do with the little scissors?
You put them in the drawer, I think.
Did I? Which one? This is like my life. I keep putting stuff down.
I think I'm going to have to look after her today,
I
guys.
know.
She's having one of those.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Sarah just found it. So then I'm just going to cut my thread. So I'm going to pull my thread up towards away from my mat, and at the same time I'm going to insert my scissors there. Now you can do this with flash cutters, needles, like little scissors, what we have at home. I'm pushing my bracelet down with my scissors to get a nice tension on this thread, and as I'm pulling it away, this makes sure I can get a really nice finish, and I haven't got a little end sticking out anywhere. I get a nice finish on my bracelet. So then you're going to repeat this on the other side as well. I do like to do, and I didn't do it on this one, to add the loops on both sides of the bracelet, because especially when it's me, I just get up in the morning and I feel quickly chucking my bracelet on and getting ready, especially if we've got the school run to do. It's always like quickly have to go and make the lunch boxes and everything else. I do like to add that little loop to both sides of the bracelet, so then it doesn't matter which side I'm wearing, they both look great. The only thing you have to watch out for is when you're adding your other end. I like to loop the bracelet around my hand, so I know I got a nice and a straight line, and then I will attach the first loop to it and then attach the second loop to it, so I don't get, because I suppose this is the thing, like when you don't really pay any attention, I did do in the past that I attached it, if I take this out and I would attach it with just like that, I could end up attaching it in the wrong way. So that's the only thing you have to sort of watch out. And I like to leave my clasp in as it is, in closed position, attach it, and then once you attached one loop, you can take it out and bead that way. But believe me, I did it as well when I attached it in the wrong end. So I attached it that way, and they were there. I couldn't close it. So that's it. So that's it today. I'm going to turn you around. I got a special thank you to say to someone. So yesterday I got it's my birthday on Monday, and yesterday I got a very lovely birthday present. I don't know what it is. I'm going to open it on my birthday, turn up at the warehouse. So thank you very much, Diana, for sending one for me. I'm sure whatever it is, I'm going to love it, but I'm going to open it on Monday with hopefully if I get any other presents from Simon. I mean, he's been really quiet about it, so I don't know that he's always like, oh, can you give me a hint? What would you like? And I was just like, oh yeah, I would like this and I would like that. And then he always goes for something completely different. So thank you very much for Diana. I will open it on Monday. And I had a heap of things planned in for next year to do. I really wanted to go to a music festival because I've never been in my life. I don't think I would have slept there, but I just wanted to go to sort of the atmosphere just for the day to see what is it really like. I wanted to go up. There is a company I'm not sure that what their name is. They run these really old-fashioned trains, and some of them are steam trains as well, and they take you up to York and they bring you back down to London, and you have a lovely lunch or a meal on the train. I really wanted to do that one because when I was little, we were always watching this murder mysteries, and they was always traveling with a train, and it just sort of stayed with me. And I really, oh, Joe is saying it's my 49th anniversary today. Oh, happy anniversary, Joe. I think because like there's so many of us here, probably every single day is somebody's birthday, isn't it? So maybe we should
get to celebrate.
We always get to celebrate somebody's birthday. So maybe we just should start with singing happy birthday at every video. Although you don't want to hear me singing because I'm not really good. My husband do say to me I'm tone deaf, so you don't want to hear me singing.
It doesn't stop us though, does it?
No, Sarah's got a good voice though, so maybe get her singing. So that's it. She's sitting at the desk there today,
everyone.
And she was doing all your comments.
My fingers have been busy today. Hopefully I've answered most of you, but if there's anything else, we'll have a look afterwards as well.
Margaret's saying she loves steam trains. Yes, me too as well. We went when the I think Lucy was still little. We went on a steam train in Hungary, and it was a really great experience for, I suppose, for me more than the children. But yeah, so I really wanted to do that, but won't get to do that this year as well. So I'm kind of saying this year it doesn't count.
No, you can have your birthday next year.
I'm gonna have my big birthday next year. So that's it, ladies. Thank you so much for watching us today. Tomorrow I'll be back, and can I just see
Morse code? These ones.
Yeah, these ones. Right. So these we call groove tube bracelet because they got this lovely little groove right in the middle of them, and you can add like loads of different seed beads, or this one has got chain, we got some rubber tubes, so this one is more like a male a make tomorrow. You can either add pearls, and I think that's hematite beads, 3mm ones, so you can add a lot of things inside them to make them look really great. Now we're going to do this tomorrow, and then Sarah and Christopher came up with an idea what we're going to do. We have tested it with some seed beads, so we're going to do that tomorrow. Christopher's been learning about Morse code in school as well, and Sarah said, oh, that would be really great to add a secret message inside this groove tomorrow. Like you could say something, you can spell your name out in Morse code, or you can
send
say
little secret
messages. Yeah, you can say, oh, I love you in Morse code, and send a bracelet to somebody. And I can't read Morse code, but apparently Christopher can. So we will put him to the test tomorrow. That makes something up, make a nice bracelet up. Maybe we need to get him to actually string the beads up before the Facebook Live, because it's going to take quite time because they're quite small. But so we're going to sort that. We're going to have a little fun with these tomorrow. Very easy make, very quick make. You need a bit of glue there. I love them because the texture of them, they obviously, you know, made of a rubber material, so they're waterproof as well. Perfect summer jewelry. Something again, you can involve the children, and Christopher been looking forward to this. When we were doing these bracelets a couple of years ago, he made me to make him a couple of bracelets as well. I actually don't know where those bracelets are, but they probably would be too small already. He's got this chest upstairs, this pirate looking chest, and everything goes in there, what he treasures. And he even used to, when I used to make beaded beads up, they used to disappear from my mat, and then I found it in his chest.
My nephew used to do that.
Chest about 2 or 3 months later, when I remade the beads because I needed them and I didn't know where they'd gone. But bless him. So that's it from us today. We hope to see you tomorrow. It's going to be me and Christopher. We're going to have fun with some Morse code and making some bracelets. And it's going to be Sarah on Sunday. You're going to be doing...
It's you on Sunday, darling.
Is it me?
Stretch bracelets with the bars.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No, and then on Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
I'll keep her right, don't
yes,
worry.
Yeah, definitely. It's all in the diary. Never mind.
It's in the diary. We'll work from that.
All right then. I'll see you tomorrow, and we see you later. Have a lovely day. Stay safe, everybody.
Bye,
Keep
guys.
on crafting. Share us our pictures. Share us our videos, so we can share the love of crafting around and show everybody how easy it is to make things. And that's it. It looks like the weather is going to be nice today as well. Unfortunately, we have to go to the warehouse and work now. We can't go to the beach, but we might have a nice little walk later on. Bye, everybody.
Bye.